What's up, y'all, and welcome back to the Plain Black Rapper Podcast. I'm your host, Nightlife. Thank you for joining us. This is episode 53, and thank y'all for pulling up on episode 52 that I had my guest Sandman. We talked about various topics on the landscape of hip hop production and stuff like that. So it was really good to have a guest. Doing these commentary podcasts is really hard because it's just me talking. So I try not to get myself droning on or being boring, but it's always great to have a guest. So I will have more guests on. That was very appreciated that we had a guest. So thank you, Sandman. And there'll be more guests on as we go on. But again, in between those, we'll be having these commentary podcasts. So this one, the topic is going to be where's the love? But before I'll do that, I want to make sure that I take the time to be able to acknowledge the passing of my father. It is his heavenly birthday. Harvey Mitchell Sr., a great inspiration to me. I looked up to him. He was my mentor. He was my hero. I took all of the traits of his, good and bad, and you know he's done a lot. He did a lot as far as being able to raise me, raise my sisters the right way, and in turn we've been able to raise our beautiful children, throughout our family as well. So rest in peace, Dad. Happy birthday. Love you. um Getting back on track. So the topic today is going to be where's the love. Now, these are going to be things that I'm talking about as far as struggles that I have as an artist. I know I've touched upon it in other podcasts, but it's specifically rearing its head now. And I'm just trying to figure out some things as far as what the landscape is, what it is that I need to be doing better, what it is that I'm missing. And then, hopefully help other people out that's struggling in these same areas. Because we gotta, find our village. Our village is out there, and I think a lot of us have the content and have the music and have the reach, but the we don't have that. We can't find the village yet. So it's just about trying to attempt to do that. Um, you know, just trying to find out how all this works. It's you've got to do that delicate dance of trying to promote on social media. Some people have it mastered and understand it and know what pockets to be able to delve into and know what to post and know how to post it and all of that stuff, and where the music placement and to be able to promote their music properly. Some people have engines behind them and some people have money behind them. Some people don't, but some people are still successful. So I'm just trying to find what my village is in regards to that. I also want to know, it's like when I do reels, I do duets, and my duets go up pretty good. And I have a good time doing those. And I think those are really good tools, but I'm struggling to be able to point it back to the stuff that I'm already doing. Like I'm, I have my merch linked up to any of my duets now. I just as far as them being able to circle back to check out my projects, I'm trying to do that. I'm trying to make sure that I'm funding my art properly, and that is through the ways of Bandcamp. Bandcamp is very important to the way that I'm able to pay for the things that I need to pay for to continue to do my craft. But the problem is that people don't necessarily want to go there. They want to go to iTunes, they want to go to Spotify, they want to go to Apple Music, they want to go to these streaming platforms and they want to listen to it, but they don't want to buy it. And I appreciate the listens and I appreciate the support there, but I also would appreciate the buys. The buys will help in the long run for me to be able to create more of the things that I need to create. For us to create content and all of that stuff. We need to be funded. And that's where the Bandcamp comes in. It's like I point people directly to Bandcamp first on purpose. I don't point them to streaming. My stuff is up on streaming, it's everywhere. But I don't want to put myself in a position where everybody's going to streaming and then it's pennies on the dollar over there when I could be getting 85 cents of a dollar over on Bandcamp for the things that I'm posting. If I'm posting singles or if I'm doing projects or anything like that, even link into my merch. It's like there are opportunities there that I have on Bandcamp that's there too. And I'm also exploring the realms of the personal web page. I'm building my personal web page right now too. And soon I'll just be putting music on my direct web page and trying to see if I can sell off of there as well. It's just the ease and how people are consuming music. It's really, really tough because people like to have that one click mentality, get what they need, get the quick hit of dopamine, and then they on to the next thing. And, I try to create projects, I try to create artworks, I try to create things that have longevity and that stand the test of time. And I want people to enjoy those things and I want people to relate to them in the fashion that they listen and then they feel something. And when you are building things like that, it's hard to find your village with that, amongst people that are out here and the millions of uploads that are there and the millions of projects that are there and the millions of artists that are there. um, it's it's hard for you to be in that competitive space. It's just really hard. You can't get your feet set. You can't do things. Everything is ever changing, and it's like I'm starting to understand what it is that needs to be done. And it's like, all right, well, you want content, you get content. Then you want music, you get music. I'm not going to sit up here and continue to space out my projects and stuff like that. It doesn't matter anymore. It's like I'm just going to put out whatever I can put out, and maybe some will catch, maybe something will, maybe some won't. But I just want to be to the point where I'm continuing to be active because it's like I don't want these spots where I'm sitting, and the only reason why I'm sitting is because I'm trying to make the product as best as possible when I roll it out to you, and trying to make things cohesive and make projects make sense and do all of that stuff. It's like you can't do that week to week. That's not a week to week thing. But I see people releasing week to week. I got my friends and my colleagues is out here releasing week to week. And I'm like, that's crazy. It's like you don't even get to, put that time and energy into that single the way that it should be to work it. But that's not the game anymore. And so I'm still trying to play catch up in regards to that. And it's really hard. And, you know, then it gets to the point of trying to solicit music. We've done I've been the inbox guy, inbox my link, buy my album, stuff like that. That's been successful in the past. And people that deal with you will deal with that. They'll support you and all of that. But at some point in time, you got to look at it as, do I keep asking these people to dig in their pockets to help me support my art? Do I keep providing those things and then going back to them? And my problem was that at the time I had so many things that was going on. Like, I continue to have the podcast, continue to have the music. I was doing 10 City Cares, doing my in my homeless drive, stuff like that. And then my daughter was having things where she was looking for contributors for pageant stuff. And so when you're doing that and you're constantly hitting people upside the head and the same people over and over again, it seemed like you got your hand out. It creates a situation where people become like dense to it, and they don't want, they see it and they ignore it because it's like, damn, here we go again. Here's something else. So he got his hand out again. And so now coming around when you come to new projects, it's like those people that bought your projects before that supported you. It's less and less because they are looking at it as just another thing from you, as opposed to saying, okay, this is a piece of art that you're putting out and I want to invest in it. And I understand that. I know I know what that looks like. And I had to do those things when I had to do them. But now it's like, now that I've paired off a lot of stuff that I'm doing and I'm just concentrating on my art, I have to go back and continue to reach out for that. And I just wanted to know the ways that worked. People complained about tagging. They didn't like people tagging them in posts. And then when you were direct inboxing them, they was like, "Oh, you're spamming me links." And it's like, this is the way that I reach out. I don't really, I mean, I put it there and it's like, okay, well, don't post your link in the post. You got to make sure that you post it in the comments. And then you post the link in the comments and they still are not going directly there. It's like, We got to make things stupid proof for people, and have it so where it goes directly to where you need to go. You need to go to, because if the minute that you have to have them go through a daisy chain to get to your shit, it's over. They're not going to do that. They're not going to do that. If that one link can't get you to where you need to go, then they're not going to do it. So I'm still working and fighting that, and then trying to create content, doing the duets that I've been doing, and the duets have been going up, and I'm proud of the duets. The duets are so much fun, and it's so cool to be able to rock on other people's shit without it being a problem. But the thing about that is pointing them back to shit that I have, like pointing them back to the merchandise and pointing them back to my projects, and just getting them the link in the bio. Go and check the link in the bio and click that, and then you get to this. And again, people don't want to do that. They want something direct. People are lazy. They don't want to do all of that. It's too much. It's too much clicking. And even though the ease of computer access is the way it is, and the ease of doing things is at one click of a button, people don't want to click twice. They want to click once. And so finding those things to do, and finding those things to be able to get them as a gateway to get them to my music is crazy. It's hard. It's been hard. I feel like the music that I have is good. I feel like it's good quality. And I also just reach out for feedback from people too. And it's like, give me feedback. If it sounds like shit, I want to know. If it's something that's not of quality, I want to know. If the promotion is irritating to you, I want to know. It's like, give your friends and give the people that you follow and that you support, give them feedback. And you need to be honest. You can't just give them the homie listen and be like, all right, that's dope. And then move on. That's not how it works. And even if you go through the point of buying their shit and you don't listen to it, it doesn't help them. You have to be able to put your critic hat on, and listen, and be able to have those tough conversations if you need to have them. I'm willing to have the tough conversations with people if I need to have them. As far as if people want to have them with me in regards to some things that I'm doing. Not everybody's gonna like or love the things I'm doing. They're not gonna love my beat choices. They're not gonna love my lyrics. But I'd like to get that feedback from people that actually listen to it, to be able to make it better and to keep those things in mind. And maybe things that I can make tweaks to and change. But it just takes you reaching out to be able to do that. And again, there is an ease, and there's also a laziness in regards to that, where people don't want to do that. I could just click a heart and support, and that's it. Do the bare ass minimum. Share it. That's gonna be a bare ass minimum that I'm gonna do. But really, what we want is, we want not only your support, is we want your feedback, because um we thrive off your feedback. We need that. We need the reverence of your feedback. We need it. We trust your ear. We trust your sense of knowledge of hip hop. So if you have my album and you bought my album, listen to my album and tell me the goods, the bads, and the uglies about it. Especially if you're close to me and I know you, because I'll do the same for you. I do it once a year. I put up every single Bandcamp album that I have bought over the course of the year from all of my friends and people that I respect. And I listen to all of those projects too. And if I'm asked for feedback, I'll make sure I give feedback. And going into this year, it's like, I want to be able to go now. I want to listen and give feedback and praise, and also be like, well, maybe there's something that we can, help each other out with. I want to change that. I want to change that, that not only that narrative, but just change the way that, I approach to be able to assist, because I want people to do the same with me. Putting links in people's emails and DMs and stuff like that, and they don't listen, or they don't give you the feedback, and people that you respect, and they don't give you the feedback. It's hard. It's hard. It's like, okay, well, do you just not have time to be able to do that, or am I garbage? Like, I need to know. I need to know what it is. Also, just getting into it too, it's like, you can't fake work hard. And I've faked work hard some. I've done that. You can't fake work hard. Where you go out and you do a bunch of shit and you just move your arms around at the Christmas tree like the Charlie Brown kids, and then it's a Christmas tree there. And you expect to be able to just move your arms around and do shit like that and shit just appear, but it don't. It takes work, it takes effort, it takes mountainous amounts of content, which I'm seeing now that you gotta flood the content space. You have to flood it. You know, excuse me, I look at people that I look to as far as not only for inspiration, but I look at how they move. I look at Ice Mees a lot. He's a direct contemporary of me. Um, I consider him a friend. And also I just love the fact that been able to see him evolve. And as he's evolved, he's learned so many things and done so many things. And his approach to content is one that I want to be able to take to also. LaRussell's the same way. It's like you look at what he's doing. He just is an onslaught of content. Every day you're getting 3 to 4 pieces from him as far as content. He's on somebody's podcast. He's doing a video vignette. He is doing some post about where he's giving knowledge, giving game, shit like that. You're getting that from him. And when you look at those people that are creating content in the space and doing well for themselves, it's like they're consistent. And I think that I can't just put a clip up every 2 days and expect to be on top of it. Like I have to be more, purposeful with how much content I'm putting out. And I put out more. It need to be more duets. It need to be more reels. It need to be more posts. It needs to be more active quotes on Twitter. It's gonna need or Twitter X or real what's the name? I can't even remember what it was. But you need to be able to a thread, excuse me. You need to be able to be active in those spaces, be active on Facebook, be active wherever, but you have to be able to continue to show your face so people will be like, oh, who is this guy and what does he want? And then continue to put out great content, not just put out bullshit content. You got to put out great content, thing that people get something from, people laugh at, people hate, people love. Like you have to find some way to be able to trigger people to want more or to see what the hell is going on. You either gonna irritate the shit out of them, or you gonna make them love the shit out of you and go see about what your content is about. You also got to be able to put into perspective your reasonable expectation. Where do you want to go? What are your goals? And I got to clearly draw out my goals. I did too many things last year, and I'm trying to streamline the amount of things I'm doing this year and put those in perspective of goals. And so if you have expectations of where you're going to go or where you're trying to go, then it's going to make it better for you. But if you're just out here wandering aimlessly from day to day, just trying to stitch it together and figure it out, you're going to fail. You're going to fail. No people are going to see right through that shit and they ain't going to want to deal with you. And it's up to you to be able to make that, to make that step and to be able to follow your guideline, follow your path, follow your goals, follow your principles, and be thorough and just consistent and having that consistency to do that. Like I'm going to do this, every day. This is going to be part of my regimen every day. Hell or high water, I'm going to do this. And as long as you're pointing out those things, you're going to get better. You're not going to improve by doing them once a week. If you're trying to master a skill, it's going to take every day and it's going to take hours. It's not going to take minutes. It's not going to take a few seconds. You have to be able to take that time. We also got to get in the point of trying to value our art. What value do you put on your art? Whether that be monetary or whether that be just how you feel about it. Because how you treat it and how you want people to treat your art is very, very important. If you treat it as prestigious and you put it out there as prestigious, then people will gravitate towards it as if it's prestigious. Or they're going to hate on it and say, why do you think that's prestigious? Either way, you're still getting attention to the shit. So it's like, you have to carry that out. But if you're trying to be on the modest train and be like, oh, shucks, and just putting some stuff out and I'm just happy to be here, nobody cares. People care about you having a high opinion of what it is that you do, so that way they can make their opinion feel just as high as yours is. You have to. You have to. If you don't, then you're going to continue to be in that space. Like I was on the I just want the recognition of being dope. Just wanting the recognition of being dope is the biggest cop out that you can have as an artist. It don't work. You know damn well that you want some money for your shit, right? You know damn well that you want that. We all want to be compensated for what it is we do. And ultimately, I'm not looking to cash out, but I am looking to be able to make sure that I can cover my costs that I put into creating this art and content. I want to make sure that money is coming in from there, some steady income that is coming bouncing back that is paying for what I am putting out. And as long as you're having that, I think you can look yourself in the mirror as an artist and be happy. Um, Content, no. Happy, not satisfied, just happy. Hey, even if you don't break even status, you still winning because now you're doing the thing that you love and it's not costing you a damn thing because you are putting out and you're getting back and then you're putting back in and the cycle is repeating itself. But you have to get to the point where then it's like, what is your next steps? How do you evolve? How do you make a profit? This is things that is important for us to be able to understand as artists in these creative spaces. It's like I have so many of my friends and so many of my fellow artists that are out there that have the same struggle. There's start and stops, and you have your family and you have things that you have to take care of. You have 9 to 5s. A lot of us have 9 to 5s. This is not just our job. I would love for hip hop and podcasting be my job, but it's not my job. I work a 9 to 5, and then I have a whole ass family that I got to take care of. And then, there are friends and there are other things. And then you got to just take care of yourself. You got to have time for you. So you have to find creative ways to build a schedule out so where you can put the proper time into what you need to do to get better and to do what you need to do, and also have time for everything else. It was funny because I commute. And I looked and I was like, I just want to break down the amount of hours when I commute. And I commute 40 hours a month because I'm an hour away from my job. So that's, an hour up, an hour back. 40 hours. That's a whole job in just commute and whole job time and just commute time. So then it's like, all right, well, then what do I do to be able to make that time beneficial? I can rehearse in the car. I can go ahead and I can do those type of things. I can listen to it. I can listen to an ebook in the car, or I can do that. I can listen to a podcast that I'm going to get information from. Like I can do those things to be able to help build me while I'm in that process to make that fruitful time. If you don't, then it's wasted. It's like, all right, well then what can I do to get something out of that time? So now it's converting that lost time into something. You can't convert the sleep time. It's just you're just gonna lose that. That's your 6 to 8 that you're gonna have as you sleep. You're just gonna lose that anyway. Your work time, you're gonna lose that. You may have time in between breaks and lunches that you may be able to do things. And that's when I try to maximize that time as well. I try to steal a little bit of time and do that. But other than that, then you got all the outside stuff that you got to do. You pick the kids up from school. You got to come home, have dinner, make dinner, whatever it is that you got to do when you get home. And then after that, try to go on to what it is that you need to be doing to make yourself better and make to enhance your gifts and take that time. So I'm trying to etch out time to be able to make sure that I got time to rehearse, that I got time to, create music, that I got time to podcast, that I got time to edit, that I got time to mix, that I got time to master. I have to make sure that I have those times. And as long as I'm still creating those times, then I'll be all right. And it's really hard to be able to do that. And you have to have a support system that allows you to do that. My family allows me to do that. My wife allows me to do it. My kids are understanding of my situation and allow me to be able to do it. And they don't feel like that I'm losing time with them. So I make sure that I have that time for them. So my time with them is no go. Nothing else matters. I don't give a shit about anything that's happening. When I have time with them, it's my time with them, period. And then my time with myself, like I don't even play with that. Like now, just mental health purposes, I have to be able to step away and just be like taking time for myself. And that time is uninterrupted time. I don't play on my phone. I don't call nobody. I don't do nothing. I just sit and I just be amongst myself trying to get my shit figured out. And that's the most important time to me. Is number one is that self time. My family time is second, and then time working on my craft and doing what I need to do is third. The other stuff is just vital stuff that I need to do, like in regards to my work, my commute, and my sleep. I know that I have those things. Those are not going away. But eventually, if we can get people to buy products and shit, and get people to buy albums and singles, then maybe it becomes something where that becomes my job. Or get people to download the podcast and subscribe and do all of that stuff and get my shit monetized. Then maybe we'll get to the point where I can just be like, all right, this is my job. I would love to be able to sit in front of a camera and talk all day for my job. That'd be dope. You know how jealous I am of like Stephen A. Smith and Joe Budden and Bomani Jones and all of them. I'm like, God damn, they get to do this and have fun and kick it and discuss stuff that they love for a job. You know what I got to do for my job? Can't even tell y'all, but man, it's just those are things that I'm just beginning to realize. It's like finding finding the beauty in what it is that I really want to do, and trying to also be able to pass it off on my kids. I want to make sure that they have that idea too, to get the A, B, and C as far as what you want to do with yourself, understand what you want to do in your life, point at what you love to do, figure that out first, and then the other stuff I think will come later. But again, what I ask of you all is three things. So I will turn my little banner on here. My single Counterpunch featuring St. Francis is available on Bandcamp and streaming platforms. You're more than welcome to go and purchase it from Bandcamp. I would love that. If you just want to purchase it from Bandcamp to support, but then go to the streaming platform and listen to it for better ease and you to have it and add it to playlists and stuff, be my guest. Go ahead. I'm not hating. It's fine. Go ahead. I want the monetary support along with the click, the like, the share. I want to be able to do that because I need to be able to put back into my art. All of this stuff is connected. This podcast is connected to music. The music is connected to the podcast. And so anything that I get from either side, any merchandise that I sell, anything like that, I make sure that it goes back into my stuff. And down here, you see down there, you can pick up merch at mitchellmediareview.creator-spring.com. And that has plain black rapper gear, that has nightlife gear, nice little nightlife beaniness on there. There's some nightlife shirts, the album Beautifully Colored Dreamer, the covers on there. And the last thing that I can tell you to do is to go to if you want to really, really support, you can go directly to my website at nightlife3200.com and you can purchase any of those albums there. You can purchase the merchandise there as well. Support any and every bit of support that I can get. I really appreciate it and will take it. But support what we got going. This is a team effort. My family is my team. I realize I don't have a marketing team. I don't have a mixing and mastering team. I don't have a team that shoots all of this shit. I don't have none of that. It's just me. Dolo, solo, bolo, as my boy Big Phil used to say. Solo bolo. That's me. It's just I'm the only show in town, and I continue to do all of this stuff my damn self. And maybe it's to my detriment, but maybe it's to my my praise as well. I just thank God I'm able to do all this stuff because, I could be doing nothing or could be doing something deconstructive as opposed to constructive. All right. I think that's going to wrap it up. So please make sure that you like, subscribe on YouTube, on Spotify, and on Apple Podcasts. Make sure that you download and you follow the Plain Black Rapper podcast, which is a part of Mitchell Media Review. that's going to be the target place for you to be able to go there. Again, that is Mitchell Media Review. You do a search for there, you will find the Plain Black Rapper podcast. You will find other content such as What the Podcast is there, 4 Bar Loop is there, Gauntlet Access is there. Like there's a number of things that are there also if you want to check out some of the other content there as well. But I really need to make sure that I stress to you the importance of the follow, the importance of the download, the importance of the subscribe, so that way we can monetize the content that we provide here, and be looking for more guests to come on here. I'm excited, man. I'm excited. I reached out to a couple of people. I'm going to have some panel discussions about, some mixing and mastering. That may not get everybody's goat, but I'm telling you, these gentlemen that I have that are going to be coming on to talk about those things are far superior and far knowledgeable than I am with this stuff. But I have questions because I'm still learning. I'm learning every day about it, but I want to make sure that I get that. I'm excited that I'm going to reconvene. I'm going to reconvene with my what the podcast cohorts, just to be able to have a good time. And that podcast is going to be amazing. I can't wait until that one. Just kind of wait until the Gauntlet season wraps up, and then we'll try to get that together. And also, just in general, I want to talk to some people in some different walks of life and stuff too. It doesn't always have to be about music. I think it's very important to be able to spread the word of other people that's not only going through things, or people that's successful in other areas. That was the great thing about 4 Bar Loop, is that we could talk about people that did art, people that were DJs, people that were comedians, people that were different ilk, to be able to have discussions about what they were doing and still be able to tie it into hip hop some way. But I think it's important to be able to have those people on to give them an opportunity. I'm really proud of being able to have provided content for some people and give them the opportunity. Some people never been interviewed before. Some people didn't have something where people were asking them questions and wanted to know about what they were doing and about their lives and all that stuff. That's important. So I'm really proud of that, and I think that this is where this space is going. And I'm kind of just rolling everything into one. Plain Black Rapper podcast will be the hub for all of that stuff, with the occasional Gauntlet Access Live thrown in. But that's where we're going to go from here on out. So as always, difficult roads often lead to most beautiful destinations. Shoot your shot, go for the win. You might make it. Peace.